Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Before we get into all the exciting technical stuff, I think one of the first things to look at is that what's my goal, right? I mean, with anything, you want to figure out what your goal is. And we say, okay, my goal is to have an incredible vocal. You say, okay, sure, got it. Well, the way I see that is it's kind of split into two parts. You have the sonics side, right, which is going to be all of the elements that are involved with a microphone and the signal path and all of that. And sure, we're going to get into that. But then we also have to look at the emotional side too. And I think this is something that's often really overlooked and just kind of rolled over by a lot of producers. They don't really think about it like that. They're worried about, you know, am I using this mic or that mic? And I think that the best kind of vocals, the ones that you remember, they're able to draw that emotional element out of that singer. And it's one of the most important parts of if you're sitting in this chair, you've got to be able to do that with that singer as well. And it comes down to trust. And it comes down to that singer or that artist being comfortable. Because if they're not comfortable and if they don't trust you on a certain level, you're not going to get the same kind of performance. And there is no plug-in for that. There is no hardware unit that's going to be able to bring out that kind of emotion. And so you say, okay, I hear what you're saying. So how do I do that? Well, again, it starts with comfort and trust and building rapport with the singer. And sometimes you've known that singer for years, and other times you've just met them for the first time. And you've got to really work on a short timetable about getting comfortable with them. And a lot of that will be having your everything set up the correct way. But I really wanted to make a short point about this, about not overlooking that point. Because if you can get that great deep emotion out of that singer, and that they're so comfortable, they're not even thinking about singing, they're just drawing that story, whatever that the lyrical arc of whatever they're singing about out. And this could be in any genre. It does not matter. That vocal will resonate in an even better way, no matter what you do to it after the fact. It starts with making sure that you make an emphasis on getting that emotion out of that singer. So I just really want to make a point about that before we even got into anything else, that you keep that in mind, because it's two sides to that vocal. There's all the sonic stuff, but there's also that emotional side that you really want to try to get out of that singer. That's part of your job as a vocal producer, right? Where you're still in that service side of things, where you need to get that out of them. So we'll talk a bit more about it on how here in the next video.